Hey everyone, welcome back to ATC Auto, your home for real car talk, honest reviews, and automotive passion. Today, we're going back to the early 2000s to revisit a unique piece of Italian engineering, the 2000 Alfa Romeo 145. Now, if you're a true car enthusiast, you know Alfa Romeo isn't just a car brand, it's a feeling. Alfa cars were never about playing safe. They were about style, passion, and driving experience, and the 145 was no exception. The Alfa Romeo 145 was produced from 1994 to 2001, and the 2000 model represented the final evolution of this quirky yet lovable hatchback. The 145 stood out in a crowded compact market filled with Volkswagens, Fords, and Peugeots, not just because it was Italian, but because it dared to be different. Let's talk about the design first. The 145 had sharp, boxy lines that were both bold and slightly futuristic for its time. From the front, the classic Alfa Romeo triangular grille sat proudly between two sharp headlights, immediately marking its Italian DNA. The side profile wasn't like most hatchbacks. It had a chunkier and more upright stance, giving it a slightly more aggressive and muscular look. Even the rear was unconventional, with sharp vertical tail lamps and an almost angular tailgate. Some people loved it, others called it odd. But that's the thing about Alfa Romeo. It builds cars for people who follow passion over popularity. Inside, the 145's interior was simple but stylish. It offered sporty seats, a driver-focused cockpit, and Italian flair. From the moment you sat behind the wheel, you felt connected to the road. The round, driver-centric dials, the small, sporty steering wheel, and the gear lever that felt perfectly positioned. It was built for driving, not just for commuting. The interior materials? Well, honestly, they weren't the most luxurious. Alfa focused more on the driving vibe than soft-touch plastics. But the seats were supportive, the visibility was good, and the overall cabin had a real driver's car attitude. Now, under the hood, the 2000 Alfa Romeo 145 offered various engine options, but the highlight was the 1.6L and 2.0L twin-spark engines. The twin-spark system used 2 spark plugs per cylinder, improving combustion and giving it that responsive alpha performance even on small engines. The 1.6 twin-spark made about 118 horsepower, while the top 2.0 twin-spark delivered around 150 horsepower, which for a compact car in its class was pure fun. Combine that with lightweight and sharp handling, and the 145 was an absolute blast on twisty roads. Alfa's DNA was always about emotion over numbers. The sound of that twin-spark engine, the responsive throttle, the balanced steering. It made even your daily drives feel like little adventures. Even better, the car had decent practicality, too. The 145 offered a respectable luggage space for its size, split-folding rear seats, and decent room for passengers, making it more than just a weekend toy. So, from design to driving feel, the Alfa Romeo 145 delivered something many modern cars still struggle to offer: pure, unfiltered character. Now let's dive deeper into what made the 2000 Alfa Romeo 145 so special, especially from the performance and driving experience angle. This wasn't a supercar. It wasn't designed to break lap records. But on the open road, especially twisty country lanes, the 145 came alive. The front-wheel drive setup combined with a lightweight chassis gave it surprisingly sharp handling. The steering was light at low speeds but offered excellent feedback when you pushed it into corners. That's something modern electric power steering systems still struggle to replicate. And then there's the sound. The Alfa 145's twin-spark engine produced a throaty, raspy growl when revved. Even if you weren't going fast, the sound alone made you feel like you were. That Italian engine note was one of its signature features. Now, on paper, the performance might seem modest by modern standards, 0 to 100 km/h in around 8.4 seconds. For the 2.0L model, a top speed around 130 to 135 mph, out 210, 220 km/h, depending on the engine. But the numbers don't tell the whole story. This car was about emotion, balance, and engagement, not just raw power. The 145 also had a surprisingly comfortable ride for its size. Thanks to its well-tuned suspension, it could handle both daily driving and spirited weekend blasts with ease. The gearbox, a 5-speed manual, had a short mechanical throw, one of those rare, satisfying old-school shifters. But like many Alfa Romeos from that era, reliability was always part of the conversation. The 145 required